What's up? This is Ben with WODPrep, and this video is all about helping you get your best score on CrossFit Open Workout 17.2. So first things first, I am not associated with CrossFit HQ or CrossFit Inc. in any way, shape, or form. So please make sure you go check the standards at the official website, which is games.crossfit.com, and know that these opinions are my own. These are WODPrep's opinions, which are very separate than CrossFit Inc. If you want the complete strategy guide where I go over mental prep and individual strategies depending on which division you're in, make sure you go to wodprep.com/open and you can download the free 17.2 strategy guide and I'll send it straight to your email inbox. Let's get right into it. 17.2 is this workout right here. Again, make sure you go read the standards. There's a lot of movements here. There's a lot going on. Please, please, please don't do anything that's going to get you no rep, or more importantly, don't submit a score that is invalid because you didn't follow the directions. There's a couple themes that we need to talk about here. Grip management. Most people will have absolutely smoked forearms by the end of this workout, and it's all about managing whether or not you can hold on to that pull-up bar, hold on to the dumbbells. Let's start with movement number one, dumbbell front rack lunges. So there's several things to talk about here. Number one, you can do either a step through lunge or a step and stop lunge. So basically you can step your way through and continue into your next rep, or you can stop and stand at the top before you step with your next leg. I don't necessarily think either one is better. What I want you to do is test it in your warm-up and make sure that you identify which one feels more comfortable. If you feel really off balance, if you have a tendency not to keep your feet wide enough and you stumble all over the place, then it might be smart to do the step and stop. However, if you're really controlled, front rack lunges feel really good for you, you can step through and you might be able to get through the lunges slightly quicker. Now, a very important part of the dumbbell lunges, no matter which version you're doing, is you must let the dumbbells rest completely on your shoulders. The rule is you have to have your hands around the dumbbell handle. However, there is a big difference between letting the dumbbells rest comfortably on your shoulders and take most of the weight, or you can do it the inefficient way, which is death gripping and holding the dumbbells out in front of your body. So if you hold the dumbbells out in front of you, it's going to really fatigue your arm, it's going to fatigue your grip. It is a very inefficient way to do the lunges. Conversely, get those suckers on your shoulders. Don't be afraid to relax your grip a little bit. And what's going to happen is it's going to help your forearms fatigue less during this movement. And the final suggestion for dumbbell walking lunges is to make sure you finish your last step. One of the biggest issues I saw last year with the overhead walking lunges is people finishing with a step that was a few inches short of getting them past the line, and then they would have to do a complete extra step. And the last little quick note, depending on the dumbbells, if they feel really light for you and you feel great, you can do the entire thing unbroken, so back and forth without dropping. However, you will notice that a lot of the elite athletes dropped the dumbbells and they shook out their forearms, and that allowed them to rest a little bit in between those sets of lunges. Now, moving on to the toes to bar. I have a lot of videos on YouTube that will help you get better at stringing toes to bar together, so please check the show notes down below this video. Make sure you sign up for our open strategy guide and I will send you all the links to those videos, but we're gonna go through a few specific points for this workout. Number one, make sure that you're using a bar that is not too high or too short for you. I recommend a bar that's just slightly above your maximum standing reach or just at your maximum standing reach. Another point is that singles can be very, very efficient. You'll see here in this video how quickly I'm able to accumulate reps by doing singles. Toes to bar are only a small portion of this workout. If you do singles and can keep moving, it's going to make you more efficient and more effective on all the other movements, especially when you eventually get to bar muscle ups if you're doing it RX. When you're doing toes to bar, make sure that when your grip starts to fatigue, you can actually start using a staggered grip. So instead of always doing two hands over the bar like this, you can do one hand under, one hand over, and that's gonna help save your grip. I highly recommend taping the bar. So essentially, when you wrap tape around the pull-up bar and then chalk your hands, it creates a very, very sticky grip, which will fatigue your grip less. All right, moving on to the dumbbell power clean. This is a new movement. It's not too crazy difficult or technical. There's just a few quick points that I want to go over. Number one, I think the best way to treat this is with a muscle clean. However, when you're muscling the weight up to your shoulders, think about using your legs. We're using our arms for the bar muscle ups or pull-ups or toes to the bar and holding the lunges. Our arms are going to be used a lot in this workout. So don't just muscle the weight up by, bicep curling it. And remember, the front rack position doesn't have to be like this. You can simply get your elbows in front of the dumbbell and then read the standards. The standards say that the head of the dumbbell has to be behind the center line of your body for it to count. Just don't waste your time with these, and make sure, this is probably the most important thing here, is that make sure that you finish with the lunge rep. What I mean by that is if you need to break up your dumbbells, your dumbbell power cleans at all, make sure that you do 7 reps, and on the 7th rep, you put the dumbbells down, shake it out, then pick the dumbbells up, and that counts as your 8th rep, and then you can start doing your lunges. Also, depending on which kind of dumbbells you are using, the dumbbells at my gym were small enough where I could actually get a hook grip. That is something that I would certainly pay attention to. If you have dumbbells that have a nice skinny handle and you can actually hook grip, that's gonna really, really save your grip, and it's gonna make cycling the reps a lot easier and less fatiguing on your forearms. Next, let's talk about the bar muscle ups. I'm very excited. They're showing up again this year. I wasn't expecting it, but hey, I'm not complaining. Here at WODPrep, we have a lot of YouTube videos about how to learn and master and develop bar muscle ups. So make sure you click the links below the screen in the description, or again, make sure you sign up for the Open Strategy Guide, and I will send you all of my best bar muscle up training tips to make sure that you can at least get a few reps in this workout, or hey, maybe we'll even get you your first. One quick point before moving on into the bar muscle up tips. It is a no rep if you let your forearm touch the bar. Only your hands are allowed to touch the bar before you get up and above the bar. One of my biggest recommendations for bar muscle ups is to do singles. So singles are very, very efficient, and unless you are extremely good at doing bar muscle ups, by the time you get there, it might be smart just to knock them out one at a time. Even the elite level games athletes had to scale it down from 4 reps at a time to 2 or 3 reps at a time. So that means for most people watching this video, doing singles might actually be much more effective. If you are working on bar muscle ups, you're not necessarily efficient at them, or you just want something to make you a little bit more effective, check this out. Basically, what I've done is I've taken 2 boxes, I've set them up so that I can reach above the bar and get kind of a false grip. Basically, I'm rolling my knuckles forward to help me get up and above the bar instead of just grabbing it with a normal grip. And what I'm doing is that when I hop off of the box, it gives my body a little bit of forward momentum, and I can take that momentum and turn it into a bar muscle up. So this is borderline a glide kip. However, it does meet the CrossFit HQ standards as far as I know. Always remember, you check the standards though. One last tip for those of you who are right on the bubble trying to learn bar muscle ups, I recommend taking a very light band and practicing a couple banded bar muscle ups before attempting a couple in the workout. The reason for that is in warm-up, we want to prime your central nervous system, teach your body what it feels like to go up and over the bar, and then in the workout, you can really dig in and try to get those first couple reps of bar muscle ups. If you are doing the scale division and you have to do normal chin over the bar pull-ups, I would like to say singles are okay. A lot of people get caught up in trying to do big sets of these kipping pull-ups, and unfortunately what happens is, let's say I do a set of 3 or 4 and then I have to take a 10-second break before I hop back onto the bar. I would have been much, much better off and kept my heart rate lower if I just did singles the entire time. The same goes for chest to bar. A lot of people will try to string together big sets of chest to bar. If chest to bar are easy for you and you can knock them out, then go for it. But if you are doing chest to bar in this workout and they're kind of iffy, I highly recommend trying singles, and you might be amazed at how easily you can get through them instead of trying to string together big sets. If you are in the scale division and you are saying, oh my gosh, I can't even do this workout because I can't do pull-ups, I can't do a chin over the bar pull-up, this tip might help you. You can try doing the same exact thing I mentioned for bar muscle ups for pull-ups. That means setting up 2 boxes, getting a nice strong grip, and kind of dropping into the rep and utilizing that momentum to help get your chin above the bar. Please listen to your body. If you can't do strict pull-ups at all, as a coach, I personally recommend that you don't try kipping pull-ups. I know a lot of people are going to ignore this advice, but for the sake of your shoulders, if you can't do at least a couple strict pull-ups, don't worry about doing kipping. All right, a couple equipment recommendations, and then we're gonna wrap this sucker up. Number 1 is have everything in its place. So everything needs to be set up and ready to go. That means you need to have a piece of chalk or a chalk bucket right next to where your pull-up bar is for your toes to bar and bar muscle ups or chest to bar pull-ups or whatever you're doing. Make sure the chalk is right there. Number 2, make sure your lunges, wherever your lunge lane is, try to have your pull-ups or your bar muscle ups or whatever your bar work is close to that lane. The last thing you want to do is finish the lunges and then have to walk across half the gym to get to your bar station. Another thing, I mentioned this earlier, make sure you have some sort of step ready. If you don't have a pull-up bar that is at the perfect height for you, put a J-hook in the rig or have a box ready so that you can step up to the bar instead of having to jump every single time. When it comes to the lunges, I 100% recommend wearing knee sleeves. When it comes to lunges, sometimes we can be tentative, letting our knee touch the ground. When you add a little bit of padding, it's going to help keep your knees warm. It's not going to hurt when you touch your knee to the ground. I've said it a few times already, make sure you tape the bar. If you can get away with it, if your coach or your gym owner says it's okay, taping the bar could be great. All right, that is the WODPrep 17.2 strategy video. There are lots of pacing considerations for this workout, so if you want me to help you pace this workout perfectly so that you can get your best score possible, make sure you go to wodprep.com/open, and I'm gonna send out all of the pacing strategies for different divisions and different ability levels to make sure that you get your best score possible and climb the leaderboard. If you haven't done it yet, make sure you subscribe to the WODPrep YouTube channel. That way you don't miss any of the other videos. Check the links below this video for all of the supplemental content for bar muscle ups and toes to bar and pull-ups and all that good stuff. And last but not least, thank you so much for watching this video, supporting WODPrep. Absolutely crush 17.2. Leave a comment below if you like this video. If you have any questions or comments, please talk to me below. Thumbs up if you liked the video, thumbs down if you didn't, and we will be back next week with 17.3.